Well, rough day for the Hoosiers. Very disappointed in how we performed, but stand before you, take responsibility for how our team takes the field and plays each and every week, and wasn't good enough. We, in my mind, have established a standard how we're going to play on both sides of the football and the special teams, and all three phases weren't good enough today. So no anything but respect for the Buckeyes and their staff and their team. They're an excellent football team, and they played at a high level today, and we didn't match it. So therefore, you get the result that you got. So we got to get evaluate the film and learn what we can learn from this, flush it, press on. Questions?
Raise your hand if you have questions. Mr. Mike, Tom.
Coach, as much as you talked about the missed tackles and such in week one, and quite a bit of emphasis on that, I had a whole bunch more of that today. That had to be a big disappointment for you.
Yeah, major disappointment. Probably the biggest. There were several, but that one might be the leader of the pack. So just continue to just really go back and find out exactly within this game, who and how, and get some answers on that, because to me that's just where it all starts. The bottom line is you have to run the football on offense and stop the run on defense, and we didn't do either one of those today. And when you don't, you make it really, really difficult. And so, and some of those were because of missed tackles. But so yeah, it's just gotta keep working on it. We got a lot of young guys on defense. Those young guys are a year old and they were a year ago, and they got to rise up and they got to tackle those big, strong backs that like they had today. So it's very, very disappointing.
Zach.
Sort of a more fundamental question, and I know you're just going to get into kind of breaking down this game forensically after we're done here, but what's in your mind the right way to tackle getting what you need to out of the film, not going through what went wrong this weekend, but maybe flushing it quickly as well, so that maybe some elements of the performance don't fester?
Yeah, I mean, just to me, you got to, when you go through and you look at it, and once again, it goes back through last time after watching the film, we felt like it was due to lack of violent wrapping and leg drive. And so that was the whole emphasis all week with that issue that we were dealing with there. So I'll go through here, and it's a lot of times too, it's getting in position. If you're not in the right position against an elite running back like they have, then that's usually what happens is you get you bend at the waist, you're not able to sink your hips, and you can't get the wrap that you want, and then you get they spin out or they whatever, and then they miss them. And so just being able and just getting guys to the ball. Sometimes the first guy hits them and the second guy there and just bam, bam, bam. And so it's just, to me, it's just, and their tempo had something to do with it too. They go really, really fast. They really do. They do a great job with that. And they always have. And it's just one of those things where today it really kind of mounted for us. And so, but now we gotta. I'm not gonna. The first thing I'm gonna do when we get done here is watch the film and figure out the tackle piece. That's takeaways, tackling, and effort. That's what we install every day on our defense. So that's the primary focus for me.
Jeff.
At this point in time, when do you expect Michael Penix to be back at quarterback?
I really don't know. Don't think it's going to be long term. So we'd like to get him back as soon as possible, and he'll be rehabbing, and getting himself squared away the rest of today and tomorrow and Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and we'll see what next week, how that unfolds, So, but I think it's kind of a week-to-week thing at this point. That's my expectation for him in that regard. So, but yeah, he's got to just do everything he can do, and then we'll see where he is each week. It will be a weekly evaluation.
Jim and then Cam.
Coach, I know the running game goes along with passing. The quarterback situation plays into that. But 3 games in, is the run game or lack of production are becoming a sort of concern?
It is for me. Yeah. I don't. It's not good enough. So, and I said it. And so we got to sit there and once again evaluate. And I know, they had a lot to do with that today. But at the same time, yeah, it's not good enough. 3 games in, you got a chance to get a pretty decent test case on where you're at, and it's got to be more effective. There's no doubt about it. So starts up front, ends up front.
Cam.
Tom, you kind of used the same words to describe big-time games in your tenure here, saying it was big opportunities to change the culture of the program. When the results don't kind of manifest on the field, how do you keep going to the well to try and keep morale?
Well, that's where grit comes in. And that's why that wasn't just our word for this week, it's our word for the whole season. And it's perseverance and passion towards a long-term goal. And I feel like I have a pretty good perspective on this program, where this program has been and where we're trying to get this program. And so to me, you know, losses like this obviously are very disappointing, but I have a big picture view. We're trying to build a long-term program, and I understand that the team we just played, there's about 8 teams in this country that look like those guys do. And I've coached in 2 of the conferences that have most of those teams in them. And I can say with eyewitness eyes that that's one of them. And so you just have to understand when you're trying to do something, it takes a lot of grit, because you get criticized, you get all these things, and rightly so, it's part of the deal. But the bottom line is, when you believe in what you're doing and you understand that there's going to be all these arrows and all these things that come at you, but you're not deterred, and you don't let that stuff sidetrack you, and you go back and you honestly evaluate and you make changes when you need to make changes. But the fight and the just the internal fire that you have that makes you keep going, that never stops. It never changes, it never goes away. And if you want to be special in this life, in any line of work, you got to have grit. You have to have that fight. But you also have the ability to make adjustments. And so to me, it's making those adjustments that you need to make, and it's continuing to fight. You know, you play a team like this, and there's no question. Every time we've played them, I mean, it's just, you know, even though we've had chances where we're closer with them, I mean, there's always the feeling that they can just on you at any second because of the volume of what they possess. I felt that way every time we go against them. And so, but you just have to, you know, keep fighting. And that's really, to me, that's the bottom line. And there's a determination that you have to have. And you have to be laser focused, and you have to be an individual and a program that isn't deterred by setbacks, because they're going to come and one just hit us right in the face today. So how are you going to respond? You know, that's what I just challenged our team. And we're going to find out, you know, the character of our program, where we stand right now. I said today was going to show us a lot. Well, you know what? It wasn't in the way that I wanted, but we're still going to find out some things about the Hoosiers. Good question, though.
When did you inform Payton he was starting, and how would you evaluate his performance? And
You know, I thought he was very gritty. You know, he didn't get a lot of time to throw at times, but he fought and clawed and scratched, and you know, obviously, you know, we go through the process of letting him know when things may or may not happen, and so we wanted to see how, you know, Michael was able to go, and if he could throw the ball and feel good about whatever he's doing, what he's planting, all the different things he wants to do as a quarterback. So, but you know, we let him know when he was going to be the guy, and he responded. So, you know, he did everything we asked him to do. We just got to, you know, our minds, we got to protect him better.
John.
That was kind of my question, but what did you see out of him today that was positive, and what should he work on going into next
Well,
year?
you know, the bottom line is that, you know, being able to get the football down the field, the windows are always tight against these guys and the way that they play. And so I thought he did a good job distributing the football. And it's hard for me to tell right now, going through the read progressions and all the things, the adjustments, and then checking the fronts and all that. I'll be able to get that from the film. We'll evaluate that. But I thought he did a good job of that. And he understands our offense, even though he hasn't run it a lot because it is a new system. He's smart, and even though he hasn't been the starter the first 2 weeks, he's been ready to be the guy at a moment's notice in regarding to the game plan. And so I feel like he did a good job running in that regard. I just felt like he didn't have, you know, a lot of time to be able to function effectively. And that's, you know, you talk about affecting the quarterback. That's the number one goal of defense, is to affect the quarterback. Don't give him time to get his feet set and get his eyes right and let him know where he needs to take the football.
Tom, and then Pete, last one.
One of the things that we've talked about with Michael all this time was his ability to throw the deep ball, and you guys still tried to do that with Payton today, you know, just about every series early, and just didn't connect. But,
Yeah, and so it just, there's a lot of, you know, different things with that. I think, you know, Michael does a really good job. That's one of his strengths, you know. And so, and that's something that you need to be able to create some of those chunk plays against teams. You're not going to be able to systematically just, you know, move the chains, you know, 75, 80 yards against this kind of a team, and you need to get those chunk plays to be able to create that momentum and also get you down to that. The one that really kind of comes to me, we had the chance right before the block punt. It was a third down, and just need to get that completion. Could have been called interference. It wasn't, but it was close. And then we get that was kind of a really critical missed opportunity with the deep ball that I thought really could have changed some things, how the game kind of felt at that moment. So, yeah, that's, to me, we need to be able to do that, and so we got to give him enough time to get the ball down the field, and that's something that I know makes us a better offense when we can.
Pete's last one.
Not a good day for special teams.
No,
Was it a
terrible.
missed assignment on the block?
Yeah, just so basically, one of our guys in the shield blocked the interior guy in the A gap and wasn't supposed to, and let his guy go. And you know, to me, block punts are they just make me sick. you know, because you don't win many games when you get a punt blocked. You can go back and look at the history. It's very rare that that happens. And so a huge mistake by our special teams unit. Then you know, he got flustered and then he, you know, shanked the next punt, you know, which was not like him, you know. So just really frustrated with those. You get a punt block, that's just, it's like cardinal sin in special teams play. So I'm only ticked about that for a while. But that's, once again, I'm responsible for everything. So we got to make sure it never happens again. Those are big. Those are big. And our special teams have been good the first 2 weeks. So they got to be big every week. These can't be, you know, most of the time. It's got to be all the time.
All right, thanks, Tom. Players in the waiver.
Have a great day, Elio.